But people noticed that as well. Like, what's going on there? Like, there's no soul in the process now. They're only selling me, selling me, selling me.
Oh, your audience noticed.
The audience
Yeah.
noticed. I noticed. You know,
Yeah.
it was. I do
How did
like
you correct?
myself.
Well, like what was the when did you when did the light bulb really go off and you said, "Oh, this happened."
In
Like I
that
don't
event.
that was the event. That was it.
Yes, because instead of selling 1.5 million, I sold maybe $60,000, and it was a huge, turnover of it. It was awful.
This conversation definitely did not go the way I thought it was going to go. Gaby is amazing, not just her ability to build businesses to the tune of $40 million, but her perspective on life and her being able to share and understand and unpack what happens when we get our priorities a little bit turned around.
Money is a natural byproduct of serving people well and of having good strategies. But some people, I think, get it like, oh, money is the goal. And that's going to be the thing that's, if I just figure out the right thing to do, then I'm going to get money and, the audience will be there.
Okay, for me, serving was really important at the beginning. And this is important for you to listen, because for me, at the beginning, serving was the purpose. I was all about the message and the transformation, because I am in the therapeutical niche, coaching and development, personal development. But what happened is, after a couple of years of doing that, we started to win tons of prizes and tons of recognition and tons of everything. I mean, I was walking in the street and people stopped me like, can you take a picture with me? Can you please? Oh my God, I love you so much. You've done so much. And something started to change here, because, of course, you're earning lots of money, you're having lots of impact, and you're starting to see yourself different. Your identity shifts. And what I'm saying here is that, I don't know, maybe the 7th year or something of working in this company, I was working for the money, not for the service.
Oh.
And everything changed. And it was not good.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you
I
got in it
remember.
for the service. You got in it for the service. And
Yes.
then the money side kind of took over.
Yes, of
Oh,
course it
interesting.
did. I remember I was doing an online event. I had 1,000 people in that event. But exactly at that time, I received a prize, and the prize was in Milan. And I couldn't attend the prize because I was giving the live event. So my husband and my son went to that event. And I remember it was like, oh my God, only, 25 people in the world received that prize. Can you imagine the size of the prize? It was like a huge thing. So I was in the event, I was giving the event, and I was expecting during that event to sell more than 1.5 million or something like that. That was supposed to happen in that event. And I was so focused in the numbers, and I was not that focused in serving the people, that I totally lost what I was doing.
Wow.
Because, part of my mind was in Milan with my husband and my son, and the other part was in the event. But I was supposed to be doing that money because they were giving me a prize in Milan while I was. Do you understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like,
Yeah.
I am supposed to fit a mold. So I totally forgot what I was doing. I totally forgot about the people. I totally forgot about my essence. I got lost, and that was huge. And this is important because this is part of the path as well. But people noticed that as well. Like, what's going on there? Like, there's no soul in the process now. They're only selling me, selling me, selling me.
Oh, your audience noticed.
The audience noticed.
Yeah.
I noticed.
Yeah.
It was. I do
How did
like
you
myself.
correct? Well, like what was when did the light bulb really go off and you said, "Oh, this happened."
In
Like I
that
don't
event.
that was the event. That was it.
Yes, because instead of selling 1.5 million, I sold maybe $60,000, and it was a huge, turnover of it. It was awful.
I think what's crazy to me is that to me, I expected it to be you're somebody saying something to you or even you kind of reflecting, but it's actually the money itself that taught you the lesson, which I did not expect. Like,
Yeah, well, numbers don't lie.
yeah.
Numbers are old. Numbers, they're like they are. And for me, that number reflects something. Like you're not relevant anymore. You're not connecting to people. People
Yes.
don't want what you're giving. You're not there. To me, that was a conversation. Like you were lost somewhere
So
in the process.
how do you, in hearing you say that, the question that comes to mind is how do you not tie your value to your earnings? Because it almost sounds like that's what you're saying. It's like, hey, if you're not making enough, then that uh, means you're not relevant. And I don't think that's exactly what you're saying. But how do you how do you not make who you are, how you view yourself, connected to how much you make?
Actually, I was in Peru in a retreat when that, just exactly what you said, you hit me like, my God, my whole identity is tied to
Mm,
numbers, to performance, to something that it's not yourself. That's not your essence. That's not who you are. This is not important. I mean, it's important because you have to live, and that's a consequence. But this is not who you are. You got lost in the process.
yeah,
So it was pretty painful to see myself like I don't recognize myself anymore because I don't
yeah,
like this version of what I did. Obviously, I love money and money is sacred. And now I see it that way. Like I am sacred and money is sacred as well. And the service that I do is sacred. And I don't see myself anymore like tied to the identity of performance. But at that time, yes, I did. So everything just shift a little bit.
Thanks for being here. I would love to hear what you found most impactful. Leave a comment, give it a like, share it with somebody that you think would benefit from it, and see you next time.